the black father that ran over the cop that
Oh.
shot his son.
And he
Killed
shot
the
him.
cop, and now he's in jail. And then he just went to his
Trial, right?
his trial, and then um,
He
there was
looked
a
at him.
bunch of cops, but then there was a bunch of people who supported him, and they wanted the people that were supporting him to leave the courtroom, but the cops could all stay. So they were like taking him away because it looked like it was going to get bad.
Already a bias.
Yeah, that was an interesting.
Blue Lives Matter.
I'm not saying they don't. I just think that a life is a life. Period.
Eye for an eye.
Well, this is what I was saying when I said like last week, or what I think about all the time. Where how could we start to get back? Kind of, what's payback for things that happened to us? And I said violence, and I feel that that type of violence makes sense to some people, and but I think it could be. I think that type of violence doesn't make sense to some people. So it's really the type of violence that you can side with. That I think that's where we make a start. That makes sense.
I don't think that it doesn't make sense to some people. There's still laws. Like there's still things you can't do.
You can do it.
I mean, anybody can do anything. It's autonomy, but
I mean, there's still
should've-
consequences.
Right.
there's still consequences. But he shouldn't have done it like that. I'm not mad at him for doing it, me personally. But he should have snuck him somewhere else outside of uniform.
Snuck him?
Like,
Oh my God. Accident.
yeah.
But it was the day after. It was literally the day after
He probably should have gave it like a week, huh?
I don't think. I think if you give it a
That
week,
gave
it's
like
more-
immediate, like, I'm still hot and I didn't have time to plan this. I don't know if he wasn't trying to get caught or he didn't care about getting caught or
I don't. think
whatever. He
cared.
probably didn't care
Yeah.
about getting caught.
I think the week after would be more premeditated and like you plotted on this.
No, well, that's
as
what I
opposed
mean.
to, like this just being an act of aggression.
I would need that shit premeditated.
Not aggression. What's the word?
When you not act
Yeah,
of passion, because passion is like for sexual.
Not just sexual.
Crime of passion.
What's the word? Revenge.
Yes, and I think it was swift and it was immediate, as opposed to you laying down and like waiting a week.
Letting it stew.
Yeah,
I respect him.
I mean, a day after, that's not immediate. I mean,
it's
it's close enough, but not
It was
enough for
probably-
him to use that as an.
I don't even think it was
like-
24 hours later.
because you got to think he would have to get a little bit of the facts of who actually shot his son, so that would have taken some time, and I think 24 hours is probably enough time to figure that out,
Okay.
as opposed to
You have to find a guy.
Gangster.
Yeah.
I'm doing everything he did, except for I'm taking more than one. I'm looking right in his face. Just to show that they bigger, more powerful, more superior. Look him at his face.
Why are so many of them?
They do that on purpose.
I hate when.
there's a black woman leading him right now.
Yeah, that's what she talking about.
I thought you were talking about the one that was one in the back too.
Oh no, yeah, there was a black lady
Yeah.
standing there amongst all the white cops.
But I think this makes so much sense to me.
Mhm.
And I think if more of that happened, then it'd be more of a message than it not happening. And I think when Ish was here, he was saying, "Well, who's going to lay their who's going to lay their life on the line and do that?" And
I mean,
emotionally, people like that would.
That makes a lot of sense because it would be a parent or a spouse or a child or something that would have that sort of visceral reaction, to push them to do that.
Mhm.
And can't be mad at it.
Yeah, I'm not.
You really can't.
Yeah. And I think that the details were that he had a gun and it dropped out or whatever they're trying to say, that the reason why he shot him. But even still, like we always say, there was other means to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cop
Did the
killed my
cop die?
son. He dying
Yeah,
too.
he killed him
the
next
cop
day.
Dad,
You're
yeah.
right. Yeah.
The
the
dad.
dad.
This guy ended up killing the
Okay.
cop that killed his son the previous day.
thought it was that
It
cop.
was that cop.
Oh, I thought it was the
Yeah,
actual cop.
I thought it was. If it
I
was,
stand with the message though. It doesn't matter.
I will say this, like if he was gonna be indiscriminate about who he was gonna run over, like he would have got more bang for his buck if he just took out a whole bunch at one time. You know, like the point really would have been made.
I'm doing more than one. Whole department.
If you going to prison anyway.
That's what I'm exactly. You know, I don't know. It's so sad.
They're gonna give him life.
I don't
So
know.
I'd have just ended my life with all of theirs. It don't matter. I'm about to get life.
If you're never going to see him again, what does that matter?
Yeah. Yo, my stepfather used to call me, and there was times that we used to drive hour and a half to go see him when he was locked up. And he wouldn't come. He'd be like, yo, I'm not coming out, you know.
Yeah,
come back another
y'all
time.
drove an hour and a half.
So then one time he did come out, and this man's like, yo, mind you, I watched him, you know, he put people down. So when I saw his face the way it was, I'm like, what the fuck happened? He's like, yo, the cops be fucking me up in here, waking me up, beating me with nightsticks in the middle of my night. Now, if they did that to somebody who did not kill a cop, what do you think these people are going to do to a cop killer in prison?
Exactly.
This shit don't stop just because the court sentenced him. It continues. This man's life is going to be miserable behind bars when it comes down to correction officers. So for me, yeah, I don't mind taking myself out in a whole department because I'm not about to live with the agony of getting tortured at nighttime by, you know, every time I sleep in a facility that's they're running. You crazy?
And
You're now a slave, like for real.
And if you're worried about your kids, I think you're not only would your kids understand, but your kids won't even want to see you like that.
Imagine that. Like, imagine, especially like you are a hero to your kids, especially when you're a man. Like, you're like Superman to your kids. If your kids are now witnessing you at a moment of weakness because of physical weakness, is like, damn, like my dad is getting his ass whooped.
And can't do nothing about it.
Can't do nothing about it. That'll make the kid crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm trying to tell you, bro. I didn't see it.
Actually, that's the
I
truth.
think that'd be more traumatic than staying alive. And like you said, I think that would be more traumatic. So
I would love to be like, yo, my dad strapped the bomb to his vest, waited for them to have their little shift, their pre-shift meeting, and fucking took the whole shit out because they killed my brother. I love my dad. That's what I would. That's what I would. Yeah. If I was a kid, that's how I want my father to go out. Don't do the sucker shit. Like, it just, you know, I'm not saying his shit was sucker shit, but, you know, like say, oh yeah, I don't want to kill myself because, you know, nah, it's all right. Get more than one. Get as many as you can
Make
get.
it worth it.
It's for the cause,
get as
yeah.
many. You want to make a statement? Take them all out. I'm with all the violence. That's the answer to me. That's the answer to me.
In this case, yes.
Because it's
Yeah,
not
I'm
a
in
big
all
enough
cases
problem
right
if
now.
there isn't.
They're gonna put a whole clip of a bunch of different episodes. Like, this nigga is a threat. My
I
boy
didn't, but
Future
I
cut
did
his
see
hair,
some
bro.
of the
I'm about to cut my dreads next, man.
some of the outfits.
My boy Future cut his
Why
hair.
did I do that, Nate?
Yeah, he cut his hair. Huh?
Yeah,
Their pictures.
that
You have a
was
picture
not
of it?
cute.
I didn't see him.
You know, yeah,
His hairline receding, or he just changed.
he got the Odell Beckham. That's the only thing I don't like. Like, you could have just did your own
It's
thing.
like an ombre or something. That's
Yeah,
what-
with like kind of like little twists, but not twists. You know what I'm trying to say?
It really looked like he just unloosed his hair and didn't comb it out or didn't do anything with it.
Nah, if you actually zoom in, you
was
see
it for
the,
the Met Gala. That's why he did it. Or
he made a statement. I mean, he got everybody talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Andre 3000 came out with a piano. This nigga from Snowfall.
I thought that was AI.
Was
It wasn't?
Piano?
No, he had a
Yeah.
piano on his
It's like
back.
a backpack.
Yeah, and a trash bag.
Oh.
His new name is
oh,
At all.
well, who dressed him?
I was about to say
Somebody
that.
dressed
Well,
him.
he's-
But he don't. I might say he's Future. He don't gotta do what they say.
Yeah, but people
Well,
typically go to
for
the Met
this
Gala for
Met
that.
Gala, they have people dress them in the theme.
That ain't the theme, though.
Designers.
The
Halle
designers,
Berry
yeah.
pissed me off. What the hell?
The Halle Berry.
She have on.
I don't know.
She had on duct tape, see-through,
Huh? No.
a duct tape see-through dress with a
There was
widow net.
nipples with the nipples.
With everything. Her pussy was a little bit out too.
Put that up.
Yeah,
With the
this
heli?
is like he got a
the
like a
Halle
Can
dry
we
Berry?
ass Jerry
explain
curl.
black dandyism? What does that even mean?
He looked like you.
It's funny you.
What?
Oh, I was, I was like,
We got it up there. You had it up there before. Dandyism.
You don't remember you had that hairstyle?
No, I don't.
Thought he had a Pope picture.
He did. But it's
um,
not the real Pope.
yeah, and it's I think it's like the first ever American to be Pope. The name he selected was Pope Leo.
Yeah.
And I guess, well, the history behind that is that I guess there was previously a pope or a saint or something, and they were very much in support of like social justice and yeah, exactly.
Of course.
And but apparently the conservatives in America they wanted the African. I think there were two African priests who were up, or bishops or whatever they are. Well, I don't know if they were supposed to win, but um they are more conservative, and so apparently a lot of conservative Americans were pushing for them to win, and they didn't. I won't even say win because it's like they're not or
Yeah.
elected by their peers. Yeah. Um. Yeah. So it happened today. Shout out to Pope Leo. No.
If he's watching.
Yeah.
Pope Leo, we'd love to have you. Come on.
It was like, ugh.
I got mad
Ugh.
questions.
Can you imagine? Theme.
It was,
Honestly, I was actually disappointed by the Kardashians as well.
they didn't care.
I mean, they usually have good designers dress them, but to
But
be honest,
you know what? It makes you wonder. Is this like, are those like statements being made about anti-blackness?
maybe. Well,
Something to think
who-
about.
Someone, I forgot who dressed Kim. Oh, the same person that dressed Nicki Minaj. So Kim,
Was hers good, Nicki Minaj?
yeah. Why didn't they have Nicki Minaj on there? Nicki Minaj was actually really good.
I think it was just one person's, one person. It wasn't everybody.
Well, he picked out a lot of the good ones.
Oh.
I think Nicki Minaj.
Janelle
should've been in
Monae's was fire.
there. No, it was fire.
That
For
is
sure.
insane creativity.
You ever seen her in concert?
No, I don't know enough of her songs to go to her concert.
I feel like that about so much people, but I be still wanting to go.
So many.
Like Coco Jones is performing, like she's on tour right now, and I'm like, damn, should I go?
No, I don't even like concerts like that. So I need to be able to
Love a
sing along to
concert.
about 88% of the songs for me to go. Yeah. I went to a juvie. I was talking to my cousin, not my cousin, or one of my friends on the way here actually, and she like posted lyrics to like a song from 400 Degrees. And I was like, man, I was just listening to that album this week. I was like, it's a classic. It's like one of my favorite albums. She was like, me too. And I was like, man, you should have went to that Juvie concert last year. That shit was so fire. It was like Juvie, Manny Fresh.
Yeah, but doesn't it kill you when you don't go to a concert? That kills me.
Kill me how?
Like,
Darn, I can't keep that $200 in my pocket.
yeah, because you just never know when you're gonna get the opportunity to see that artist again.
But that's the thing. Like, I only go to see concerts of like people that I'm a true fan of. Like, I
Sabrina
don't-
Claudio.
Hmm?
Sabrina Claudio. That's how she.
What does she sing? Like, what kind of music?
Um,
You don't even know.
it's R&B, but she also sings in Spanish too. So
It's interesting. Okay.
Snow Allegra.
Oh, I know her. I like her music.
I don't know enough of her music. I feel like if I do listen to her, I would like her, but to
She has a
actually
nice voice.
sit down and study her music, all of a sudden, I just don't have the time.
I need to be able to, like I said, sing about 87, 88% of the songs. So, I mean, I'm gonna be
Yeah,
honest.
you see, I wouldn't because I don't know. Okay, see, I'm not like a true fan of Party Next Door, but he went on tour last year for his last album, which I loved. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to the concert because the concert
That's fair.
is catered to this album, which I know everything of.
I think
Of
that's
course,
fair.
he had other songs that I either knew or didn't know, and that was fine. 80%.
Okay, I mean, 80's fair. I just need to, if I'm spending $200-$300 for a concert, because let's say the ticket is $250, right? Still got to buy drinks when you get there. Still got to get a car.
You don't,
What?
you don't have to buy drinks. they're overpriced and they drop the alcohol in there like that. Like,
No,
please don't pregame on the way.
we tip the bartender and be like, hey, don't be stingy. And then they typically will make you a better drink.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I make myself a
I'm
little
not saying-
concoction for the drive.
well, y'all see, you didn't let me finish.
Okay.
You still got to pay for the drive, right there and back. And you have a drive so you can pregame, and then you drive back because you've pregamed and you've
Are
paid.
you
for
talking
drinks.
about gas? You mean pay for the drive?
Somebody got to drive you there?
No, not really.
Okay.
Are you going to Uber to the concert? Is what you're saying?
Yeah,
Okay.
Uber, car service, whatever. But like, you got to think. I can see if I was in Houston, I could see myself driving to a concert. But like in the city here, hell no.
I mean, I be going to Barclays. I drive to Barclays. I park on Flatbush.
And I've been to Barclays for games, and I've been able to find parking, but I feel like people who go to Barclays for games are Brooklyn fans, and they likely live in Brooklyn. But I feel like if you going for a concert, it's gonna be people coming from everywhere, and they gonna get all the parking. So you got people driving in from Queens, driving in from the Bronx,
Yeah,
driving from
so
Westchester.
If you're not if you're not from Brooklyn, you don't know where to park. I know where to park. I'm good. I'm
But
always
most
drive.
people there aren't gonna be from Brooklyn.
Exactly. So they gonna go in the parking garages and they gonna try to get all the areas. I'm parking 3 blocks up, 4 blocks up.
Don't give your space away. Don't
you're
tell
right.
them. Don't do that.
Oh, I always park like walking towards PC Richards, like maybe like a block past that.
You see, that's like too close in the vicinity. Of course, there's gonna be like
What-
real.
That's why I've
crowded.
always kind of been lucky with parking right there. But long story short, I'm just saying, like, if I'm gonna spend that much money on an event, like, I need to know 87% of the songs. That's all. One, you have a better time, but like, if I'm gonna spend this much money, like, I'd really like to enjoy myself.
Well, yeah. What would be the point of going to a concert if you know nothing?
Yeah.
You don't
Actually,
I
you
went
don't
to
like the
I went
openers?
to
Yeah.
if they have.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Okay. So
I went
sometimes
to
like that.
Rema's concert on Friday. Who? Rema?
African artist.
Yeah, African artist.
Rema?
Mhm.
Afro adders.
REMA.
Oh, okay. What are they
You're
saying?
saying grandma. Grandma.
Calm down.
Sing it.
Baby, calm down. Calm down.
Okay. I never knew who sang that.
Yeah, he performed at Madison Square. It was actually very random. My friend was like, "Oh, you know her." She was like,
Ooh,
she was
Andy
like,
smiled, y'all.
"Rema is having a concert. We're going." I was like, "Okay."
Couldn't say no to that, right?
Couldn't say no.
I know that.
I have anxiety at concerts.
You know, a lot of people do.
Mm.
I do not. I like concerts is where I live. I
Oh.
I love concerts. I went to 11 concerts last year.
That's dope.
Anxiety, like you can't take a gummy while you're at a concert. Like some people don't like taking gummies and being in crowds.
No, I would take one. I would just take like a 1-to-1 and not something like super high in THC. 'Cause if I take someone super high THC, I'm just going to, like, the stimulation is going to, like what you saw that day, I would be on like 30. Like, yeah, I just can't. Because I'm always like, what's going on? Like, watch.
It doesn't calm you down.
I'm saying if it has too much THC, but
Okay.
if it's like a 1-to-1
You
ratio,
don't like that feeling though.
the feeling of anxiety,
You
I
just need a good old spliff. That's it.
no, it can't have high THC. That's what I'm saying.
That's what's gonna set you off. is what
Right.
you're
It could be it can be like some Reggie or something that's like,
saying. Reggie.
I'm telling you, it cannot be high THC. I've had enough experiences to know that, like, and if it's high THC, there literally has to be an equal amount of CBD. Literally. Otherwise, the night's not gonna end well. Probably for the person I'm with, not even for me.
Mm.
I'm gonna ruin their night.
I was about to say, you sound exhausting.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, Bobby Shmurda lays blame for canceled tour. He had a tour? I didn't even know that. Booking agent responds that they sold only 10 tickets per city.
That's a lie.
That does not sound like the truth.
He ain't a hot boy.
I mean, to be honest,
a hot boy?
nobody's
sound.
checking for
Oh,
Bobby Shmurda like that, but only 10 tickets per city is a little nuts. But maybe they didn't do promotions right because I've never heard of him going on any tour.
What's his latest song
Oh,
that he
I
had
don't
a
know.
tour about?
I don't even know.
Were you finna sing it? Oh, in my head, that was the first thing I was.
Oh.
I know his
Yeah.
shit before he went to jail. I don't know anything else.
Hey, all the Yadman out there, go see your boy.
What'd you say?
Well, no,
From the
you said to
restaurant?
share that he was looking for a chef.
Oh, I asked a chef. I asked two chefs, but one of them moved to Atlanta and the other one to get
I
back.
was actually gonna put him onto a chef too, but she's moving to Miami.
When is this supposed to open? Or we're not allowed to talk about it yet?
I'm within the next month.
Well, yeah, he told me June.
Oh well, yeah.
Yes.
Seen or heard of.
Well, he has a place across the street from me. Well, he's partnering with the place across the street from my building. And he also has his own spot, which is arguably one of the top Creole foods in Middlesex County.
Creole Haitian.
Mhm.
Okay.
And it's in Colonia.
This is, and I know people in New York love to say, "Oh, brunch was started here." The brunches in New York be lame, lame.
Yeah, I wouldn't argue with that.
I got whack brunch.
That's what I'm talking about. Food.
I'm not a brunch person. I don't even really
Food?
like brunch food. But Houston brunch, yes. Atlanta brunch, yes.
Atlanta brunches are all right.
Because the
Nah.
food is, I don't
food
know,
is
for me,
good,
the
but-
food has to be good for me to go and have a good time there. You know what I mean?
I need a vibe.
I'm sorry, if you swag surfing and the chicken is dry,
And I'ma always swag. Where did
I'ma
I?
you know what I mean? Like the
You
vibe
know
ain't
where I
gonna,
swag surfed for brunch?
Where?
New Orleans.
That's true.
Brunch in New Orleans is lit as
New
well.
Orleans is good. But like, even if it doesn't have a vibe, if you can just sit there and you like, yo, and you start humming with the food, like,
You know whose
Nah, I
brunch
need the
I
vibe.
didn't like in Houston that people brag about, but maybe it's for the dinner though.
ooh,
Taste.
I've actually never been. I know a lot of people like Taste. I've never been there.
I've never eaten at a brunch.
I like when really.
I've only danced and drank. I've never eaten.
See?
Well,
I
I'm
didn't know
not.
you supposed- really
I'm
supposed to eat that
really
food. I thought it was
not
mostly
even
fried
big on brunch
You went there
food.
on a mission.
It
You
took
was
me
trying to eat something
years
else.
to even get used
Hello?
to chicken and waffles because why the fuck is that a combination? To be honest,
People love it.
it took me years.
It's not
to
my
get
thing,
used
but
to that
people love
shit.
it.
Or if I see French toast on the menu, I'm gonna get that. But I really don't be doing anything extra with brunch food.
No. Who?
Chart House. Chart House is good.
There's Chart House here?
Yeah.
Oh, is that where I went to? I went there one time. I think so. Who did I tell that to?
I don't know. Chart House is very just that group of
Commercial.
restaurants. I just don't consider them having like a great brunch.
Well, it's on the pier, and it's like literally on the pier, and you can see the
The view
entire
of
New
New
York.
York?
So is it the
skyline.
definitely
food
went
or
there.
the because
No, it's the whole. Well, the food's good too, but it's the whole experience collectively.
really
It's a good vibe.
they,
It's a
probably,
good
they
vibe.
probably like put hollandaise sauce on
They
everything.
got music there.
Yeah, I mean, what kind of music? It's not like.
Nah, it's just
Nobody
it's the,
swag
it's
surfing.
just the ambiance.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
You need that aura, the vibe sometimes.
If the vibe is really good for brunch, like
That's all I
you
care.
can get good DJs, you could,
Mm-mm.
you know, party
I
or
need that
whatever.
food to be
The
right.
food is usually all right. But honestly, I feel like that a lot with New York spots, especially with the places that they put on TikTok, Instagram. Like,
Right.
It's just the
yeah,
vibe.
it's just a vibe. It's the ambiance. The food is never great.
But Rico, this is the thing. A lot of people here be like, "Oh, brunch started in New York." Like
I've
brunch
actually
is about
never
breakfast and lunch. It's
Heard
about
anyone
food.
say that.
I maybe
I've never heard
I
anyone
hear
say
it
that.
all the
I
time.
think brunch parties. I hear
Brunch party, yes,
I hear brunches, and then for me, brunch is a brunch party.
and that's fair. I think
Yeah,
That's what it's supposed to be in my head because I
yeah.
thought like
I'm partying early.
yeah, you didn't
is
go out
what
the night
I go-
before.
that's just a day party.
Yeah, that's what a brunch is to me.
No, to me, a
No.
brunch.
No,
is,
brunch can be brunch.
The grits need to have mascarpone in it, extra butter. The shrimp need to be juicy. The catfish need to be right. The
And-
burger need to be.
And then after eating all that, you dance.
No, I go to sleep.
No, that's not.
No,
a
that's
brunch, yeah.
regular brunch.
Oh, see, no. I wanna go. I wanna have the unlimited drinks, unlimited mimosas, or unlimited sangria.
And you
I
got
wanna
me.
dance.
You can get me to come out to
That's a
brunch.
brunch party.
If
I'll come to
they
the
got
brunch.
yes,
Yes.
we went to
Okay.
brunch
We
together.
don't do brunch.
Yeah, remember we went to Harlem
Oh yeah, their food was good.
and they had the unlimited
They did.
mimosa as
Mhm.
well. That was good. And we tried the what's the tomato
'Cause
drink?
it was another person with us, right?
It was Danny.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Deuces.
Well, somebody let
Yeah.
me know
Yeah.
where the brunch parties are
You
because that's
said
what I care about. I don't care about the food because I'm gonna eat before that.
I mean, I didn't say that. He doesn't have a mic.
Why?
I don't know. That's just something. I don't even know why that came to mind, but that's like my gripe with New York. And I'm sure people in the comments gonna be like, "Oh, you should have went to Dykeman and they got the blah blah blah."
You know, I've
Harlem.
never, ever,
You
like,
ever had a brunch
ever
at Dykeman?
been to Dykeman.
I've partied over there. Like I'm talking about like I keep saying for me, like the food
I hear. So there's two brunches.
day party.
There's the snooties. There's like, let's go out for brunch.
That's what I don't want. I
Yeah,
don't want
that's
that.
I
that.
don't want their
I don't
food
want that.
though.
But then there's the urbans, I guess.
Ratchet,
Yeah.
yeah.
Let's go to this brunch. I know there's
Yeah.
hookah. I know that there's drinks. I know that there's a couple girls that's shaking their ass, and I know that there's chicken and waffles. That's
I actually just this week this girl on TikTok gave like 5
I must be too.
different New York brunch spots.
I'm not mad at this snooty. I'm trying to learn how to do it.
Yeah, no.
I just think it's like if somebody say, "Oh, we need to go to brunch," I'm like, "Hey, are we going for vibes or are we going for food?" That's all.
Yeah.
And then I'll eat my own food at my own house. I'll have my eggs before I leave the crib. You know, my little breakfast taco. You know, and then we can go party. But if you talking about the food, if we really going to eat, then like
See, I only leave.
I
my
would just call
house.
that lunch.
Sweet
I've had their
chick.
food, but not their brunch food.
I don't. They have the same menu the whole day.
So I had regular food. I didn't have like brunchy food there.
They have
It's chicken and
chicken and waffles.
chicken and waffles. That's all it is.
I ain't
By the
never
way,
had no waffle
I
over
hate
there.
chicken and waffles. I can't stand it.
Is there a bone in that chicken and
don't-
waffles?
Yes, it's a wing.
Why
think
would you put a bone on a waffle?
No,
But some people do
I mean,
tenders.
well, it's sweet chick. It
That's what
depends.
you're supposed
you
to
can get
do.
it with. You
No.
can get like a a thigh and leg, or
I do
they
not
give
like a
you
leg
tenders.
quarter. Sorry.
Me either. It's fucking gross.
But yeah, I don't.
Don't get me
believe-
started on
I believe
that.
Sweet Chick only has one menu for the whole day.
I don't know, but the way these groceries looking.
What I do like from Sweet Chick is their the biscuit, chicken biscuit.
Gravy.
I love any place that is giving chicken biscuits.
You're making me hungry now.
I love that shit.
Chicken biscuits are good.
Anyway, that's just, and like I said,
That's not a
if
New
you're
York
in the
thing.
comments and you are not feeling what I said about like New York brunch, send me some spots and please notate them as being vibe brunches and food brunches.
Or if you know one that has all of the above, please 3 stars next to it.
Do
I
you
feel like all of the
you
above is
plan-
hard in New York.
do you plan on leaving the brunch sober?
That sounds like a brunch if you plan on leaving sober. But what you're saying, what you're calling a day party,
No.
is what I'm talking about. A brunch where there's going to be a DJ, there's going to be music, there's going to
I
be.
feel
girls
like
shaking.
nobody
That's a day
should be
party.
leaving brunch sober. Even
brunch?
if it's an elitist brunch where you really just going for food, there
Where
has
did you
to
get
be
elitist from?
there has to be mimosas. Period.
But I'm funny about my mimosa. Don't be putting all that juice in me. You know what? I literally no.
First, but you know how mimosas do. That's how much orange juice
What?
is that much.
No, they don't. They trying to get them profits.
That's why you got to do
It's-
No,
unlimited.
I like, hey, I
You
got
bloated
type
as
1.
shit
I say,
with
do I
mad
need to show you
orange
my shit? Because don't be putting all that juice. Don't. Because you know, a lot of times they have it like pre-made. It's like batched already, you
Mm.
know? And they just bring it out in like a carafe.
Rum punch.
So that I'll take batched. But like,
That one has to be batched. To be honest, I had a brunch for my birthday a couple years ago, and it was called Mandy of Mimosa.
that's cute. I
It was
like
really
that.
cute, but I put rum in all of the mimosa crafts
Smart.
because I made them different flavors,
That's smart.
and I was like, fuck it. I actually did have rum punch crafts too, but I had too much
Yeah.
rum, so I was like, nah, I'm just put
Spice it
some.
up.
Like, we'll just put some.
Actually, can you cut that out?
Sure.
Actually, through my husband,
You actually said his
Hey.
name already
You
this
did.
episode.
Yeah.
Twice.
he's gonna cut that out. Anyway,
I don't
so
think he was, but okay.
I actually I threw my husband a brunch birthday one year. I think I was living here. I don't really remember yet, but I threw it at his mom's house. And she has like a ginormous basement. We probably had like 50 people there. And I mean, we had so many bottles of champagne. I mean, like it was It was ridiculous. But we had like, well, you make your own waffles. So I had a bunch of waffle makers set up with the what's the stuff?
Mhm.
Cast iron.
The
Flipper.
With the
batter.
Yes.
with the batter, already ready to go. We had wings. It was fun though, and everybody had to wear pajamas. Yeah, that was actually dope.
That sounded so cute until you said that. Why do I have to wear pajamas, Aaron? Can I not come to the brunch looking cute?
Because
Okay,
you're
fine.
in a basement.
You can wear no.
I was like, where did that detail come
Like,
in?
it's a basement of like a 12,000 square foot house. Let's.
I'm sorry. I heard
He said
basement.
you're in a
It
basement.
ain't just like a little
Sorry.
dusty ass basement in.
You said,
right.
In Patterson.
Yeah. Sorry. I don't know. I don't want to talk about nobody. So
No, I'm just saying Patterson is
bad.
yeah.
He said it, not me. But anyway, but I wanted people to be comfortable, and I feel like because a lot of people wore onesies, And matter of fact, it was
this
onesies.
ain't Christmas. Wait, when's his birthday?
Men wore
Weird.
onesies.
Yeah, like the ones where it has like the feet and stuff or whatever, or like
No.
where it goes around or go around the ankle.
Men wore onesies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say no, but like Christmas.
Oh,
That's a Russell Wilson party.
dog,
You a
it
big
was
hater
turned
on that
up.
man.
It was turned up.
I bet.
DJ, liquor galore, all the food, like it was fire. And I called it, the theme was wow. So waffles, onesies, and wings.
Oh, that's cute.
I
I actually really love names for
so
things.
now you like it.
I don't like the pajama part, but it was cute.
It was onesies.
But it was okay. That really does not make a difference. That makes it even worse.
Was it in the day or night?
Now I cannot even
Like
wear a
lunchtime.
cute two-piece. Now I have to wear a onesie.
I mean, you can if you want to. Look, all the people that was off topic at
The Met.
Met Gala.
I was coming off topic. Off theme.
Sorry.
Topic.
Yeah. You know what I meant. But anyway, I love theme parties.
I'm thinking about having a hibachi lunch for my birthday.
When they
And
come to your house.
yeah,
Mhm.
and it's gonna be named Amanda, Sue, and Sake. That's cute, right?
Who is Sue?
Me.
But what is Sue?
Actually,
Like
it
a
was.
gang thing.
Did you say gang?
Sue
Like
Woo.
Sue. I ain't gonna lie. When I first saw that some years ago, I was like, she don't look like a gang member, but I say she is from Brooklyn. I said, so let me not.
In all of the years she's known me, she's never asked me that. That's actually pretty wild. It was my potential name.
So you thought she was in the gang up until this whole time?
No, I'm saying like back then, that was the first thought. I was like, Sue, what is it? Because I knew it wasn't your last name.
No, yeah, my
It's in the
parents.
day in scammers.
No, I was never in my life have I dated a scammer.
Yes, you did.
No, I did not.
Yes, you did.
No, I have not.
Yes, you did.
Maybe they weren't a scammer at the time.
No, I don't even know what
Maybe-
he's talking
maybe
about.
she
I don't
didn't-
even know what he thinks.
I don't know
he's
either.
talking
She
about.
didn't know what he was doing.
Maybe she wasn't dating.
I don't know what. I don't even know what this conversation is.
It's
I've
all right.
never
There's
dated.
nothing wrong with
I've
him.
never dated a scammer.
I like that. Amanda, Sue, and Saki. Mm-hmm.
Things men can't do.
But yeah, my Jamaican father almost named me Amanda Sue, hyphenated.
Oh, like Tracy Ann?
Yeah,
Oh,
like one of
wow.
those.
So you kept it.
I mean, I brought it back. I was like, I kind of liked it. So I made it my Instagram name, and I've had it for many years now.
So not a gang, just Jamaican.
Yep.
Gotcha.
My daughter's name is Violet Jolie, first name.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is it all the letters put together or
Hyphenated?
space or
It's a
hyphen? Or,
space.
wait. What's the middle
No,
name?
There's a
There's
space.
space.
There's no middle
Oh,
name.
you said there's a space.
It's space. It's Violet space Jolie, no middle name.
Oh, I got a cousin named Donald Wayne.
Wait, what?
Donna Wayne.
Donald Wayne.
Donald.
Oh, Donald. They said Donna.
Yeah.
But I mean, who's gonna say, "Hey, Donald Wayne"? No, it's Donald Wayne.
DW.
But yeah, and
Well, do you call her Violet Jolie?
yeah. We call her Violetta.
I already knew.
but like a lot of stuff, she walk around the house because I be trying to get her on her podcast shit. She's like Violet Jolie when she get off the couch.
Period.
I think that's dope. And you know what?
I
Like,
actually
she'll probably
really like those
remember it when
videos.
she gets older and have a little story like
Exactly.
Amanda. My daddy used to call me blah blah blah.
Yeah. Well, that's her legal name. Like,
Well, yeah,
like,
it is.
I mean,
Tell people that.
like you just, you know.
Yeah, I just stole it. But
I don't know. I ain't gonna lie, y'all Caribbeans, y'all love a good 2-for-1 name. No, not middle name. I'm saying where, yeah, like
Yeah.
Tracy Ann, Jean Pierre. Oh baby, y'all love a good Jean Pierre.
niggas be having 2 names, and if you introduce me as something and I know that's not your real name, I'm gonna ask you what the fuck
I
is
actually do the same
your
thing.
government
I
name
do
because
too.
I'm not calling you that.
You're not calling me Rico?
If you don't want me to,
Oh yeah,
I'm not,
because we,
I was like, because I got you.
My name,
I got
we
you.
can hit you with the government.
my name is Gene Socrates.
Exactly. We can hit you with the government.
Rico for
I can
short.
take that shit all the way back.
Right. Right.
It's all right. I'm about to change my first name.
So actually, I still don't understand why they just throw the Jean in there, but
Cultural thing, I guess. I was comparing it to, like, you know, Africans, they sometimes have the Alua or Ola in front of their name. I thought it was like that. Like the gene was like that, but not really.
it's more so like that shows what tribe you're from. So if someone's name is like Olu, Oluwa, that's typically their Yoruba. And then if you see a Chi, Chi is like always
Igbo.
Igbo. And then
419.
more like if you have like more, I guess, Muslim names or like Middle Eastern, that's typically like Northerners, and they're like Hausa people.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I didn't even know all that.
but that's how you typically know if somebody's like Yoruba or Igbo. You can always tell by like how their name is structured.
Yeah, so like Ghanaians,
I don't know much about their names.
their names are typically named or nickname that we consider their name is the day that they were born.
Like Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah, so it's like Kwame, Kofi, Nile, Kwazi.
I know a Quasi.
Yeah, Kwazi. There's a lot of Kwazi. I think Kwazi, I don't remember exact days. I think Kwazi might be Saturday or Tuesday. I don't remember. But yeah, I forgot the rest of them. Those are the only ones that I know.
I didn't know that.
They typically name them from the day that they're born. And then the second name is the
The
name.
real name.
Yeah.
You know what's ironically, a lot of Nigerians, and I think it's typically Igbos, they have day names too.
See?
Sunday. I remember
Mhm.
I remember a time when I was in Nigeria with my friend and her, well, they're my friends and their parents and family, whatever. And like one of their houseboys, his name was Sunday. My uncle, like my Nigerian uncle, he'd be like, Sunday! Like he would like call his name so rough. I'm like, dang, I say, why your daddy keep yelling at him? Like, did he do something wrong? He's like, no, you just gotta be rough with him.
Did he do something
No,
wrong?
like no, seriously, because he would call his name like he was mad at him, and it was maybe my first or second time over there, and so I don't know, the interaction was just different, but they also use the days of the week
Which is cool.
names also.
So I actually found out that a lot of times alleged that people will pass down their culture through their names,
Yeah,
right?
sure.
And that's part of the reason why we have our slave names,
Of
because
course.
they changed it so we didn't know our culture. So I want to change my name. My son's about to be my son's gonna have a dope ass name. I actually created my son's name about 10, 15 years ago.
And what is the cult? Is it like based on your Italian culture or
Nah,
like
so based on the Aboriginal descent of Aboriginal melanated people of America.
Mhm.
So that's his middle name is going to reflect that, and then his first name is a name that I created.
like
cool.
Elon Musk, like A1? I think he named something like A1 or AX or something like that.
Steak sauce. His name is A1.
Something like that. Something.
I think it's dope. Like Kanye West, there was who was it?
He named his kids like after like there's like Chicago themed, I think.
What? Yeah. So North, but I don't think it was Kanye West that I was thinking about. There was somebody else who had names that were just like crazy. You know, not crazy, but like they were big. you know, and I just can't remember it. But I remember reading it, and I was like, damn, this is actually crazy. But like, for example, this is just me making an example. Like the name would be like a god type of name. You know what I'm saying? Like something big like that.
Rishi or something like that.
Yeah, like not like imagine if
Ogun.
we named them like Jesus, but not Jesus. Like
Actual Jesus.
Yeah, I named you Jesus. It's not Jesus. Like it was like I forgot what celebrity it was, but all of his kids had like huge names that like had big emphasis on it. I'm a firm believer that you look like your name most times.
Really?
Yeah, like Margaret's, I already know what Margaret looks like. You can, yeah, like so some people like, and even your last name, like I'm like, yo, if you told me a lot of times, not all the times, like people look like their fucking name, bro. Like that's why you gotta be careful what you name your kid. Like a Mildred looks like a Mildred. I know 1,000
naming their
Bridgets.
kids that?
I know 1,000 Jessicas,
Bridget?
1,000 Melissas. They all look the same. Like it don't even matter what color they are. They all look the same. They even act the same, right? Like
Is that your experience?
I see where he's coming from because you can't have younger people with old people names nowadays either though. Like I don't know any. Thomas is
That's what I always
that's a
be.
regular.
Yeah.
Is that like biblical or something?
I
Is there-
yeah,
don't
but like
know
Thomas,
any
you got
Thomas.
about 4 different versions of Thomas.
Last name to me.
They all
Tommy, Tom.
no, I mean like the actual
Ross.
character, personality traits.
Oh, okay.
You got 4 different versions of Thomas, and you can't miss if you have 1 in 4 chance of knowing exactly who Thomas is, what he likes to do, and how he even dress. Right? It's like people tend to live up to their name legitimately, so you gotta be careful with what you name your kids,
Yeah.
because then they fuck around and act the way it is. Like, damn, why you act all old? Well,
Bethune.
yeah, like you know, Deshaun. I know 1,000 Deshaun's, and all of them look the same and act
That's
the
a
same.
black name.
Definitely a Black American name.
But they all act the same.
Aquarius.
I've never.
Look at Keisha's, Karen's, right?
I actually have a friend. Well, not a friend. I used to have a coworker, and her name was Keisha. And I remember one time her telling me, she was like, "I hate my name."
Was she white? I met a white Keisha.
I've
and
met
I
a
was
white
like,
Keisha
"What?"
before too, but no, this one was black.
Okay, I didn't know that was allowed.
I've definitely met a white Keisha
met a white
before.
Mom like niggas.
She definitely had that asymmetrical haircut. But the girl I worked with, her name was
This is
Keisha, and she was like, "I hate my name." She's like, "I am going to change it at some point." I think she kept it the same, but I just never forget her telling me that she hated her name.
I know
I
Tamika.
know Tamika's.
This is they all thoughts. Like I never like.
Oh no, they're not. The
I have
ones
a
know are
black
not thought.
cousin named Karen. Honestly,
I
and
have a friend named Karen.
Yeah.
I
She still
can't
probably
always,
acts like Karen though, right?
No.
But a black version.
Nah, she doesn't.
Nah.
Was
She doesn't. That's why,
she-
honestly, I could never really get the white complaining white lady, Karen in my head, because I'm
I
like,
do.
Does
my
she
cousin.
complain as a black woman, or Jamaican? I don't know what she is.
Nah, she's Trini.
Okay.
She loud. She's not like.
Karen's is loud. They just have different loud, different topics, sides
Nah,
and spectrums.
not the same.